Hey guys, welcome back to Our Vision Farm. Today I am getting started on clearing out my gardens. As you can see, they're getting overgrown with weeds again. I'm starting with the smallest garden that I have right behind our house. It was originally our strawberry garden, and then we started just planting random stuff in it. We stopped planting strawberries in it because we weren't noticing a very good yield, and it took a lot of maintenance and constantly having to mulch in order to keep strawberries alive, and having to buy the strawberry plants every year. So we decided to just kind of make it a random garden here. This is the only one I'm going to clear out today. It's probably the least garden that I have anything going on in, but I do have some stuff growing, so I wanted to show you guys. We are in Central Florida and it is October, so I wanted to show you what is kind of naturally growing here, because most of the stuff I haven't really planted recently. That's more of my other gardens, which I will eventually get to as well. But just trying to take it slow, one at a time. I don't give myself too much outdoor work to do here because it gets so hot, and I've actually noticed a big increase of sales in our Etsy shop ever since the Florida cottage food law started allowing food to be sold on the shop. I started adding all my jams and baked goods to my shop, and I've been noticing a lot of sales, and that has been keeping me super busy. So that is one good thing. So with the gardens, I'm just trying to take it slow, take my time, and not give myself too much stress over it if they do get overgrown like this. But that's what I usually do. I try to clean out a garden one at a time. That way I can get to every single weed and hand plug it as I want, and just kind of get a closer look at everything that's growing and seeing where I have new space to grow more stuff and to plant some seeds. We have lots of ant hills that I'm hitting while weeding, so I got to be very careful. I'm also trying to work slowly and take my time. I think it was like a couple weeks ago, my dad, he got bit by a rattlesnake. Not here. They actually live more in the city side in Central Florida. And he got bit by a rattlesnake over there in more of a, I would say, urban community, not really a city. So I can only imagine what is lurking around here where we live, where we're in the middle of the woods in the country surrounded by farms. Who knows how many dangerous animals and venomous animals I have come across, and I don't pay attention. So I am no longer trying to come out here in flip-flops. I try to come out here in boots, and technically I should be wearing gloves as well, but that's why I'm trying to just work slowly and pay attention to my surroundings, not stick my hands in plants to try to pull the weeds out. I'm just trying to carefully look at what I'm doing and pay attention so that I don't get bit by anything or stung by anything. So I am just clearing out this garden, and then I will show you guys what the little bit of stuff we have growing in this garden. And I think that's what I'll do. I'll do my next. I have a total of 3 gardens, so I'll do one at a time and make a separate video on those to show you guys and give you guys ideas, especially if you are here in Florida, of what can be growing in your own backyard garden as well. So let me finish up and then I'll take you around. Alright, that's about what I'm getting done in there. I wanted to start off with here. This is what's left of our little garden box experiment that we grew tomatoes in a while ago. I actually have a playlist on just that, so you can see us build it and see how successful the tomatoes were in there. But I started planting pineapple tops in there. We have pineapples growing pretty much anywhere around our farm. I just plant the tops of the pineapples of the ones that we buy from the store. So I started planting them in there, and then I'll take you into the garden. This is the garden that I cleaned out today. It's the one right next to our little shed shop. One of our first gardens, I believe. So here we have these little garden boxes. Like I said, pineapple, I started putting the cow poop there. I'm not going to plant anything directly into that right now, but I just put scraps, fruit scraps, veggie scraps, poop. There's even feathers from when we butchered chickens last. That'll all decompose into compost. So actually, let me get around this big lemon balm, or not lemon balm, lemongrass plant. We have a papaya tree that grew out of a pot here. I'm just gonna leave it as is, not gonna touch it. But from the left to the right, we have lemongrass, papaya. In here is just wild blackberries. We actually discovered that we have a lot of wild blackberries growing all over our farm, especially in this garden and in our fruit forest back there. So what I'm doing this year, because I usually pull them out, but I thought, why keep fighting against nature? I'm just gonna let the wild blackberries take over wherever they want. And we did repot some of them. So this pot has some climbing all out of it. And I planted some in pots along this fence line, so they kind of start growing against the fence. You can really see what I'm talking about over here. Those are all wild blackberry plants. So that is what I'm doing there. And I also planted some in other areas of the farm, but they are coming a lot from the neighbor's side over there, crawling this way. So I'm just letting them do their thing. I'm not ripping them out anymore. So back there's another pineapple. Just more random pineapples everywhere. This is that butterfly pea flowers that I told you guys about before. I made a video on it. We have 3 plants, still doing good. This is a turmeric plant. We have not harvested from it yet, but that is something that you harvest similar to ginger. So that is turmeric. We have some chives over here. This grassy looking stuff in the pot is chives. And then randomly sprinkled around our little boxes, we have this. It's called culantro, similar to cilantro, or cilantro in English, but it tastes very similar. It's just a flat leaf variety, and people make, especially in Spanish cultures, people cook with it. My mom gave me a plant of that, and the seeds seem to have spread everywhere. We have another plant here and another plant right there, and all scattered throughout this garden. I'll find them. So if I take you around here, some more pineapple. We have tarragon. This is tarragon. This one is tarragon, and this one is tarragon. This one has started to flower already. And we have some random strawberries that have still survived. They're very scattered everywhere, but I'm letting them be, of course. We have this weed, which I'm purposely not pulling. I believe this is called Purslane. It grows wild here in Florida, and you can actually eat the leaves in lettuce. It's actually a food source. I think it's called Purslane. This is milkweed, another pineapple plant over there. We have milkweed scattered everywhere as well, but the caterpillars have actually eaten a lot of the foliage and the leaves from it. This is just a big pool full of my weeds that I've been pulling out, just filling it up there so it can compost into dirt eventually. There's nothing here. It was just a bunch of weeds growing here. Some more tarragon over here. And then these big tall trees that you see here is pigeon peas. These are the tallest they've ever gotten, and they're still not at the flowering stage. Almost looks like it's trying to get to that stage, but not quite yet. And those are way tall. And back here too, they're growing above the shed. Those are all pigeon peas. This is a papaya tree, remnant from one of our old papaya trees that we used to have growing here. So that popped up naturally from the seeds. Kitty. Boots is over here. These big three big pots is blueberries that we bought when we were vendors at Blueberry Festival last year, and they were selling these little trees for $5. So we bought 6 of them all together. I think they were less than $5, but we got another 3 in here that we transplanted into big pots, similar to our blueberries in that other garden. Still have this big oregano plant that has survived for I don't know how long, but it continues to keep spreading. Our rosemary in the pots is doing really good.
She's eating it.
What are you eating, Boots? She's munching on some weeds, some more natural wild Florida blackberries popping out there. This is just natural aloe that grows there. This is a citrus tree. We're not sure what it is. It has never flowered yet. It's still young. And we also had a passion fruit vine growing up of it. Somewhere around here we noticed a passion fruit vine was growing, and I noticed a passion fruit vine growing by the blue pool there as well. We had a huge passion fruit plant there a while ago, and it has died off now, but hopefully we get one of those new plants to grow and start climbing the fence that way. That would be nice. And then also scattered around from past years that has spread around, we have mint plants. So we have one there, and I see one over there next to that pineapple plant. So that's another thing that I just kind of let grow as it pleases. That's about it for this garden. There is a whole bunch of fern. We used to try to keep that trimmed back, but when I start growing flowers in our flower garden again, the fern has been very useful in making the little bouquets that I sell. So I'm keeping those there. They have kind of taken over too, and we have a lot of blackberry plants back there, and those are full of thorns, so they're not fun to take out anyway, which is another reason why I'm just letting it do its thing. And that is about it for garden number 1. The next garden I clean up, I will show you guys around as soon as I clean it up as well, and that way you guys can see what is physically growing here in October in Florida. And all of this stuff does pretty good through the winter, unless we get a hard frost some nights. The papaya leaves will shrivel up and die, but the actual papaya tree won't die. It grows back all its leaves after it warms up a little bit. Pigeon peas, I think they survive through the winter. I don't remember from past years, but a lot of the stuff is hardy through the winter. Pineapples, our herbs, the blueberry bushes, and I'm not sure about the butterfly pea seeds. This is the first year we're growing those, but a lot of the stuff will survive through the winter as well, so that's always good. Oh, we also have some date palms also scattered around everywhere. That's that. It's probably not the best spot for it now that it's under this big papaya tree, but those are date palms that I actually just planted from eating the dried dates, and we saved the seeds, and those happen to sprout. I saw a couple of them somewhere, so I might eventually have to transplant those to a better spot. But that is it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this little tour of our garden number 1, and next time we'll take you to our other 2 gardens as well.